the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel. And we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. My name is Apollonia. I'll be your host for today. And with me is the amazing caster and analyst Shade Slayer. How are you doing?
Hey Apple, I'm doing really good. How are you doing?
I'm great and I'm excited because today is the first day of the round of 16 and it's been a very long journey now. We took a while to get here. It's been a couple of weeks, but we're going strong. And a quick recap on the round of 32. We saw a lot of close matches, more so than the earlier tiers of the tournament. What is your opinion about how the tournament has went so far, Shay?
I think we started all the way back with 230 teams. Back then, we did see a lot of skill mismatches in the initial couple of rounds, but now we are down to the creme de la creme. It's the top 16. It was the top 32 rounds as well. There was a huge shift in how close the matches were in terms of the kind of strategies that the teams brought to the table as well, where quite a lot in depth compared to the rounds earlier. And now going into the round of 16, today it's gonna get even more intense, and I'm so excited for the matches here today, especially the first one. We have Reckoning Esports who are going up against Team IND. We've seen so much of Team Reckoning already. And they've already had the biggest upset in the tournament, taking down, it was Blaze Esports a couple of rounds earlier. Team IND, an equally strong contender, but these guys have had a relatively easy path so far until this point. They've been smashing teams single digits all the way down. This is going to be their first real test, and what a team to go up against. Reckoning Esports, who went from being one of the underdogs in a couple of rounds ago to today being a championship contention team.
Yes, we've seen Reckoning Esports over the course of this tournament. They have Vexy, extremely great player. Clouda pulled off an insane triple. Oh my gosh, just 3 kills just right off the bat. He had a great performance. And hopefully they bring that here today. Now, we haven't seen Team IND, but they're known in the community. They've been around for quite a long time, actually. And what can the viewers expect in this first game that's about to start, and considering the map that they have chosen?
Yeah, so we are going to be jumping into Inferno, a map that that needs no introductions whatsoever. We have talked about it, we have broken it down, we've said everything there is to say about this map. It's going to be a question of for IND, the fact that they haven't really been tested so far in any of their matches. Will they be ready for an immediate challenge from Reckoning Esports? IND are starting on the favored side here on the CT side on Inferno. Reckoning Esports, these guys are gonna turn up guns blazing. We know the kind of firepower they pack. You already mentioned Clouda has been phenomenal in the previous rounds so far. I think he's already racked up a couple of MVPs as well, fragging out of his mind, and he's got a lot of teammates stepping up as well. We saw Vexy step up massive in that, I believe, a 4K hold on the A site in one of those crucial rounds on Train versus Blaze, where he was able to turn the tides of the match in his favor. So the entire team is performing, and that is something the opponents need to be scared about. If they're going up against 1 or 2 star players, you always have an opportunity to play around them and completely avoid them while you try and make your maneuvers. But that's not the case with Reckoning. They're very strong as of now. But Team IND, take nothing away from them. We haven't seen much of them and we haven't talked much of them because they've been slaying teams left, right and center, and there's going to be a lot of fans in chat here today rooting for IND to move on to the quarterfinals, Apple.
All right, yeah. Team IND's track record has actually been great. You know, it's been like 16-1, 16-2, 16-3. Just very good score lines. They know what they're doing. And now they're going to face Reckoning Esports in the round of 16. And this is the part of the tournament where the strong teams will start seeing each other and the games are going to be a lot closer. With a quick checkup on the team and their status, we should be jumping into game very, very soon. Now, guys, this is the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament you are watching, powered by Lenovo and Intel, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. And as the match is about to start, Shade, do you have any more things that you want to add before we go in things that players should look out for?
I think this is the absolute last hurdle for the teams in a BO1. I do believe from the quarterfinal stage, the next one onwards, we're going into BO3. So there's a lot more room for error there. But this time around, that is not the case. It's still a best of one. And two titans locking against each other is going to be barely any room for error. The team that comes out a little slow off the gate will have a lot of catching up to do, because a room for error in a BO1, especially up against two teams with the amount of talent that these guys have, it's going to be very hard to find an opening back once you've already surrendered the advantage. That being said, we are ready to jump into round number one here. Team Insidious will be starting on the CT side, Reckoning on the T side. I'm Shesaya. Joining me is OG, the low res chicken. OG, take it away.
Exactly, Shade. Team IND, a team that we all know and love as JHS prior. This seems to be quite the stretch. Okay, luckily we're not at the start just yet.
That was kind of interesting. It did give OG nightmares at the start, but looks like we're going to quickly restart this matchup. But OG, we talked about this matchup quite a bit in the pre-game. We didn't, however, get to predictions, OG. Who do you think has got this?
Personally speaking, I feel like Team IND not only have this game, but the entire tournament under the wraps. We've seen how, for the past 2 years, JHS have struggled, right? They've always been plagued with that second, third finish where they never really got a chance to get a trophy under their belt. They made one move, Shay. They got in Velocity, who might be able to push these four weakness. At least this is what I feel, that they needed some sort of change. I feel like Velocity as a player brings in a good bit of experience, and he's gotten a good bit of structure into the team as well. Team Insidious are a delight to watch, especially on the T side. Their executes are really good. They have a very nice team dynamic to them, which you don't really see many teams follow in India. And coming from a team where most of these names have been very renowned in not only the Mumbai scene, but in the Indian scene, they have all the potential and the work up to being a championship team. This is the tournament that they need to prove it with. And who best to prove it against than Reckoning Esports? This is their turn to make a statement out wide open. They might have bested a lot of teams prior in this tournament, but having Reckoning against you, like you said, a lot of talent and firepower in the Reckoning lineup, it just makes for that much more of a compelling case for whoever wins this game, that they deserve the spot, rightfully so, in this tournament.
Indeed it does. Looks like we're going to have one of the players disconnecting out. Unfortunately, Reckoning Esports hit with some early tech issues by the looks of things. Hopefully they're able to resolve that and get back in. Online events always, sometimes of course the players, with the current situation where unfortunately the players are not able to travel and play outside in gaming cafes as some of the players do. Some players play from boot camp. They might not really have access to it at this point of time either, in which cases there are quite a fair bit of them playing from home, and we do know the kind of challenges that come with that. But by and large, this has been a very good event so far, OG. We've seen a lot of new faces who potentially can make a mark in this very tournament. If not, they've laid the foundation to achieve quite a bit down the line. We've also seen upsets, Reckoning Esports causing the biggest one so far, taking down Blaze. Blaze coming in hands down. I think everyone had kind of written away the fact that it was going to be a Blaze Global Esports final, but that wasn't the case. Reckoning Esports had other plans. The BO1 on train went all the way down to the wire, with Reckoning able to clutch it out 16-14, and ever since then these guys have pretty much gone from being underdogs to today now being the team that is feared. Insidious, however, do bring a challenge themselves. These are names we've seen in the scene for a long time under the banner JHS. Harsh, Bad Love, Bondef, Juven, and now, of course, we have Velocity added into the mix as well, a popular streamer in the content creator in the Indian Counter-Strike scene. What do you make of the chances going up against Reckoning Esports in this match, OG?
Well, again, the firepower, I'd say, is slightly leaning towards the side of Reckoning, but when it comes to things like team experience and synergy, I feel like Team IND have a really good grounds covered in that department. Nonetheless, it's going to be the pistol round underway. Ladies and gentlemen, Team IND versus Reckoning Esports, perhaps two of the teams with the biggest fan following in this tournament so far. They're going to duke it out in a best-of-1 single elimination game. You win. Challenge, but Betray steps up massive. Double kill, make it a triple, completely single-handedly ripping apart the B offense, posted in by Team IND. Bad Love, though. He's chimed in with the first kill. He's the one with the kid as well, mind you. Harsh scurrying away towards Diggity, and they are finding a kill each. It's become a doable prospect now, Shade. Harsh, he had to get aggressive there because he needed some kind of information, but sadly, Clouda was more than ready and in position. Badlove has done real good so far, making this a doable pistol round. 3 kills in the bag, but he needs the ace to win it now. Has no armor, 49 HP, but has the defuse kit. Time, definitely not a factor headed into this one. He needs to get the immediate headshot, but Clouda denies him in the nick of time, and Team Insidious, they lose the pistol, but my oh my, Shade, what a way to start the game off.
Yeah, Reckoning Esports kept the job done early in the round at Banana. They are able to win out 3 duels out. Aggression from Insidious. They go with the tag team, but the flashbang coming in and the setup perfectly timed there for Reckoning to go for the repeat themselves. They catch the 2 frags, and the third CT was just overwhelmed with the numbers eventually. Did come down to a 1v2, unable to convert. Reckoning off to a good start here on the T side. Bad Love.
Oh no. And mind you, Wim was blind as a bat. Trist gets the follow-up on a Velocity. Euban, only man from Insidious to try and provide any kind of resistance whatsoever. And mind you, Insidious did force into the buy here, so they tried to do as much damage in terms of economy as humanly possible, which isn't the case right now. Reckoning, they man up for every fight and they win it by a mile. Trist is the only casualty on the side of Reckoning Esports. So a very good round coming in from the T side, not losing much in the and men. They should be coming alive here in the buy round, but up until then, they need to be on mere pistols and they need to try doing as much damage as possible to prevent Reckoning to have a comfortable T-side start and the early momentum headed their way.
Yeah, it looks like UN will pretty much just hang on to his armor right now. He's got the 1 flashbang and a smoke. Decent bit of money that he can carry over to the next round. And Reckoning, a pretty standard anti-eco. They just lose the 1 player. Aggression again early towards a Banana yields them the kills, and Insidious, what's their money looking like? Not enough to warrant a buy here. Maybe another few upgraded pistols added to the mix. The MP, the Mac 10 invested in fact onto UN. So they do have a little bit of money invested into this round, and considering how the previous couple of rounds have gone, OG, I believe this time around Insidious are gonna play it a lot more slower and set up with the crossfire, but the nade's done its job, and now Bondef is left all alone. The flashbang does just about enough to take him to safety, but meanwhile Clouda on the other side of the map is trying to get an opening, and he's found one. That has left Bad Love all alone here. He's gonna have to try and do something interesting with the smoke to try and pull one back for Insidious, but right now he's unable to do so. Clouda is pushed up and he finds another, and that has left UN alone. He's got the entire swarm of T's heading his way. Completely overwhelmed. Bad Love, last man alive, should get spotted momentarily. Does manage to get the run kill, and that should be AK saved.
Yeah, he does not have armor, so contending this really would not be as wise of a decision, but Bitrate forces the issue far too quickly, and 3-0. For those who are relatively new at the CS, I really love the way Reckoning approached this round towards Banana. They anticipated the chimney flash coming and the double peak, so they set up for it. They baited the sound cues for the chimney flash to come in and the double peak, and then the double nade completely demolished any kind of aggressive sound they tried to take towards Banana. Pretty heads-up play from Reckoning, where we talked a lot in terms of their firepower. They're delivering both in terms of brains and bronze right now. But it's going to be Team Insidious on the buy. Harsh with the AWP. He has low utility though, and that's the scene all across the board for Insidious. Molotovs, non-existent in fact. 2 smokes remaining at Betray. He finds the frag, but Wimp gets him via the flames. Bad Love is a really risky maneuver, trying to go ahead as he's the sole defender to his B right now, and he's playing this cautiously. The jump spot to make sure that the numbers advantage stay towards the A side and Reckoning Esports. The advantage isn't their code. They can just completely slow things down and grind this to an excruciating round for Insidious. They'll need to call the bluff here if Insidious need to be relevant within this round, and Vexy, he has a right idea about how Bad Love is playing this. Bad Love does play this one passive though, drops the smoke, falls back while the aggression's taken towards A. Perhaps this is to just individualize this engagement coming in through Bad Love. Vexy's gonna be on the boost on the fallback. Bad Love, this is very scary stuff. He spots it. He knows what's ahead of him. Clouda does get Harsh though, and now with the leak through arches, it's gonna be a wrap. It can be a wrap either towards A or B. They have a lot of options open to them. Bad Love's going to be watched on the flank. This should be done and dusted shade. Reckoning Esports are playing this one smart. They know exactly where Yuvan is as well. On the retreat, the smoke will provide him a little bit of cover, but Yuvan's going to force the ish. Ooh, was barely in range to catch Wimp. Yuvan tries to go for the spray, but the kill comes in return. Wimp finds him through the smoke. 4-0, and my oh my, what a start for Reckoning here against Team Insidious. That op really not panning out, and right now, maybe it's time that Team Insidious actually call the timeout.
Indeed, I believe if this round, once this round is done, when they have the money for the reinvestment, they're going to call for a timeout unless they're able to get these pistols to work, because Reckoning Esports right now, they're looking really sharp. The calls there, the maneuvers around have been absolutely on point so far. They've been moving Insidious all around the map. Early frag goes through. The pistol can't find the kill. Clouda as well as Triss take control of mid, while they have control of top of Banana as well on the other side. They're calling all the shots as of now. They're comfortable putting this cruise to Insidious as of now, OG.
Exactly. They're clearly in the driver's seat. Velocity, though, has found the drop on Triss. Triss has been giving away far too many engagements where he's come on the bottom end of it. It does, however, give Insidious a chance But Reckoning, they're not risking anything. They have the scout towards B via Bad Luck, sorry, via Betray. And this is the power of a Mac 10, right? Even though you might not have as much power, firepower as an AK or whatever, you can more or less be dispensable. You can get a lot of information, and look at the amount of information that Reckoning have gathered here. Due to this information, they potentially might be able to get a clean round under their belt, although a lot of players headed their way and a flurry of frags favoring Reckoning at the moment. Bondef, still survivor, down to 15 HP. Trying to save an AK here potentially. Vexy though, he's at very critical HP. Lands the headshot nonetheless. 5-0. Insidious now will be back on the bye. Reckoning Esports, however, will try to continue this early momentum into as many rounds as possible. Will Team Insidious put a stop to this is the question. What do they have in the mix that's a curveball, you ask? It's going to be a double op setup. Both Harsh and Bad Love, really good oppers in respect to who's against them. So they certainly have the curveball in trade. Is it going to be enough, though, to throw Reckoning Esports off their comfort zone is the question.
The double op setup immediately pulled out by Team Insidious. They're wasting no time changing things up here. Velocity's got a one-way smoke as well. He's got players heading his way, but he's given away his position. Oh no, the chase is on. Clouder wins the fight. That was rough there, OG.
That is downright comical with the way he just ran past him like the speedrunner. He goes like beep beep before he takes him out.
And that is not an angle that you usually expect as a CT, right? You expect them to be coming in from second mid, not pushing through mid and eventually into apartments the other way around. So kind of caught Velocity.
Oh, what?
In a pickle, and now they're getting picked one by one. The A apartments has become quite a disaster. Harsh misses the shot. Bad Luck just not going their way. OG Insidious. They're crumbling under the pressure here. 2 AWPs towards the A side. They don't offer a single bit of result for Insidious, and with the C4 going down, looks like the CTs are going to be back onto pistols, and this match is going south for them far too soon.
Coming into this matchup, I expected things to be a little more even shade, but boy, Reckoning Esports have certainly come in with quite a statement. Team Insidious, they are simply being shut down here. At this point, it's really, really good that Team Insidious called the timeout because there's clearly aspects here that are not being looked at, right? There is something that isn't working. What do you think Insidious need to change here, though? At least personally speaking, I feel like they're giving away too many of these individual 1v1s where they could be a little more passive or they could get aggressive together. The previous round, Clouder got 2 1v1s offered to him at apps. You cannot take the names against you lightly because their firepower is what I'd consider even greater than Team Insidious for that fact. If Insidious need to change something up, it should be the way they're approaching their aggressive stance. They need to reconsider how the buddy system is put into effect towards apartments especially. And hey, some of this could be attributed to its bad luck, right? Where some of these engagements, you might have expected them to win out. Velocity taken aback a little bit, and Reckoning Esports might have just been given a lifeline there. Of course, Team Insidious aren't certainly out of this one just yet. We've seen a lot of games where the momentum just sways out of nowhere. So they're just hoping for that one breakout moment where they are the ones who in turn will be the ones in the driver's seat. But Reckoning Esports have done a really good job to try and avoid that. Just look at the economy that they have come in with, Shade. They are absolutely clean. Yeah, Bad Luck, the only man to find anything this round. In fact, Clouder, he's just dominating so far. 14 kills in round 7. Looking to make it 15. Bondef, a beautiful shot, but of no avail. Perhaps an AK saved would be doing a little better for them. They should be able to reinvest in the AWP, but it's going to be expensive. They might need a sacrifice in terms of utility. Reckoning Esports, though, a strong start. against Team Insidious. 7-0. There is just absolutely no room for error now for Team Insidious. They need to start getting these rounds, and they really need to start getting a grip on this game, because so far, it doesn't seem like Reckoning Esports are going to let that grip loose at any moment soon.
I mean, it's still at a point where Team Insidious can easily turn things around, but that is easier said than done, and they've got no room for error in that journey of getting back into this. At least for now, they need to start building in more momentum. They need to start winning some of these fights as well. They've, like you said, I think it's time that they shore up their buddy system a little bit more to ensure that they don't give away frags unanswered. And that was exactly the case in that previous round where Clouda was able to get himself into apartments, get a couple of frags with no answers from Insidious, and they're going to continue to do this. Looks like, there you go, that's the switch up. They've got the boost going. Let's see if Clouda is going to be ready for this. He in fact ends up going down to velocity,
where they find frags on one end, they lose on the other. Now there's only one man to defend the B side, that being Bondef, who has no utility here, mind you. Reckoning Esports a man disadvantage, but they're making the right call here. There's going to be humans on the rotation, but he's relatively far away. Bondef, if he doesn't hold on to the side long enough, it's going to be a pretty grim story for him. Beautiful headshot on a whim. He falls back. The absolute perfect play here to make shade as he cements the two-man advantage by not offering a single fight. And hey, it's the B side, so it's still possible here for Reckoning Esports. The odds certainly stacked against them, though.
Yeah, the two players coming in from Banana, and he's going to be able to win the first one. It's still left on to Betray here in a 1v3. They're coming in from three directions. This is going to be hard for him to ensure that he doesn't get traded away. He gets just
nice
the one.
shot then.
And that's Team Insidious getting their first round on the board. That's the only change, OG. Apartments was pretty much free for Clouda every single time until this round where they had velocity, challenge up from balcony while they had the man boost from Boiler. Perfectly played. Crossfire set up the bait and switch, landing them the opener, and Reckoning Esports still have enough money going around here to get at least another buy after the end of this round, maybe even two. But Insidious, they're the ones who need the runs. They need to not only win rounds, but also keep the numbers up to start and build a bank into this. And the oh my lord,
what the hell? All right, cool, I suppose. I don't know, I reckon just... Yeah, it's like Thanos snapped and half of their forces just evaporated. That was anticlimactic. Although Team Insidious certainly making their way back into this one. And this might just be the momentum sway that we keep talking about, Shade. Perhaps this is Insidious's path back to redemption. Clouda, trying to work towards the top of Banana, knows that time is of the essence here in this 2 versus 5, so any picks he gets is going to go a long way to try and set up this clutch. We do take the boost on a Bondef, though. Flash over CT, as now the peak's going to come in. Clouda, is he going to be able to perform the clear is the question. One more check towards the boost, and that's going to punish them. Bondef gets the kill, falls back instantaneously. It's all left on to Vexy, but he's only good for the first. 2-7. Insidious now going to be on the comeback train, but Reckoning Esports are still in a position where they can derail this train quite easily as well. The 7 rounds that Reckoning won back-to-back, they did it in such a way that their economy, it certainly lived up. They still can invest in the next round, even if this round does end up going a little off edge. Team Insidious are the ones, in fact, who still are under the pressure to deliver, and Reckoning Esports, let's see if they can continue to apply this pressure. The Molotov usage towards Banana has been absolutely perfect so far, but Reckoning Esports are having none of it. In fact, they want to fight back. So there could have been a nade follow-up that might have taken Bad Love down, but so far, advantage Reckoning.
Yeah, it is their advantage right now, at least in terms of HP, with Bad Love all the way down to 18. But looks like they're going to turn their attention towards the A site instead. Over here we do have Juven, who's boosted up towards short A, while Velocity is watching apartments. Pretty passive positions held, and not much in terms of crossfire as well. They do have the two-man setup here though, between Juven as well as Harsh. They're getting ready to burst through. 48 seconds remaining. The flashbang timed well, and they get only the one, but Trish goes huge. He's found both. And in the meantime, Bad Love does take Betray down, not before it is a 1v4 situation here. Now down to a 1v3. And I think the decision's already made. 18 HP. He's got no way back into this, OG. He's going to try and save, but the hunt on the other side is on. Clouda and Trist.
They are coming for you. Bad Love. There is no saving. It's going to be Reckoning Esports continuing their spree of dominance. They have looked sensational so far, Shade, in this matchup. Netting together 8 rounds in the T side. This is quite the strong T side they've come prepared with. Trist going absolutely massive there. In Team Insidious, the setup they went for towards A was a very delicate one. It was very reliant on them winning that opening engagement and then trading off those kills to make sure they were on the upper end of it. But sadly, that simply did not pan out in their favor. Reckoning Esports so disciplined in their utility usage. For now, Team Insidious, they managed to squeeze together yet another buy. Reckoning Esports so far clearly in the driver's seat of this match. And right now they're even approaching apartments so carefully, right? They know that Team Insidious are investing a lot to try and deny as much apartments control as possible, and Team Reckoning are being as wary as they can. Velocity is going to be holding the off angle. There are going to be men on the entry. The flash is going to be really, really good. Velocity, in fact, blind as a bat, but he's able to disengage on the back of Human and Bad Luck, providing support. The entry not really coming in the favor of Reckoning, although they have done significant amount of damage. But there's going to be the play, though. Betray's coming from arches, and nobody here is there to give a second eye. Betray into the first. Not sure if he saw the player to his sight. That looked very iffy. If he did, it was only 12 HP on a Bad Luck. Clouda, the smoke will give him a little bit of room to breathe, but Bad Luck through the smoke takes him down. They set the table up for Betray, but he's only good for the appetizer. 8-3, Team Insidious hold on to the first half and what's left of their economy.
Reckoning Esports, they group up towards balcony there. The flashbang setup was on point. The CT at balcony found absolutely nothing, but the crossfire setup from the site and pit was so strong there. They managed to get 3, and unfortunate there at the end, Betray didn't have enough in the kitty there for the clutch. Too many angles to isolate into duels. 3-8, Reckoning still comfortably in the lead, but Insidious trying to find a way back into this. They do have a fair bit of utility still left on them. AWP onto Harsh, and looks like they're going to challenge here towards B. C4 still all the way back at spawn, as we have about a minute and 10 seconds remaining. The T is more than happy to sit back and poke at mid as well as banana simultaneously, while the CTs have pretty much locked in their defense as of now. 3 players committed towards the A site, while the hit is going towards B. A lot's going to be on the shoulders of Harsh here to get at least a couple of kills as the T's start to make their way in.
Yeah, the amount of pressure that Reckoning Esports are putting on the defense right now is absolutely immense. And now on the entry, Harsh blind as a bat, the smoke divides them. Abondap surviving. He's only good for the first though, and with so low on HP, Harsh trying to land the shot through the smoke, but of no avail. He's down. He needs to be passive, but the backstab's in earlier than expected. Reckoning Esports not given enough time to set up for the post plan as they all need to fight from amidst the site. It's going to be the brawl of the B side, Shade. A man advantage now. Reckoning Esports trying to hold on to this. Trist, he's down at 22 HP and he's buying bait. This is a really smart play. Now the crossfire going to be full effect. It's all on a Clouder, but he's only good for the first. I understood what Chris was trying to do there, but there should have been a new box Dark Crossfire to just obliterate the men on the entry, which sadly did not happen. Insidious, a really good retake, but Reckoning Esports are doing something really smart here, Shade. It's really hard for Team Insidious to rotate the conventional way with the way they're set up towards Boiler, and that's purely just due to the pressure that Reckoning Esports have been applying throughout the entirety of the game, right? They have gotten the start that they were looking for, but they can end the half with much, much more. Harsh, ooh, missing his shot. He's at 67. On the retreat, they do trade a kill though, as Bondef allows Bad Love to go down in peace. Nate, not doing as much damage as expected. Bondef on the retreat. And now Trist, a massive kill. It's leaving Harsh all alone towards the A side. It's simply overwhelming, right? When you see them do so well with guns. Up against pistols, they always find a way to make it work. It's just baffling to me, Shade, as to how they have that man advantage now. Team Insidious letting go of steam, perhaps a little too soon. That smoke towards Mexico will make Human make a difficult choice. Either guard Archers or support his player through sight, which is going to take the conventional approach, but that does leave Archers exposed, which will make this an almost undoable setup for Bondef to fend off against. And Bondef knows what's coming his way. He knows that Archers is potentially lead. Heads up play coming in from Team Insidious as they're going to be on the back lines. Reckoning Esports, if they don't move fast, they're going to be in a world of hurt. But Chris hears it. He knows exactly what's up. Human! No! Chris! He mows him down with absolutely no mercy. It's actually Bondef who's the last one who survives. But Betray to clean this round up. Chris, this man might just have 8 frags, but he's netted innumerable rounds for Reckoning Esports. Team Insidious, they're down to their ashes because their entire CD setup has been burned to a crisp.
It is indeed, man. Reckoning their stellar take off the B sites. They knew the numbers were thinned in on the defense, and as soon as they have control of Archers there, they split their troops up, go for that B split, leaving it all for Bondef. The backstab, we've seen Insidious turn up in numbers very quickly up towards Banana, but that time around Trist was up for the challenge. It wasn't the first time he's seen that trick from the Insidious playbook, and that breaks the economy again for the CTs. They're down to mere pistols, OG. Double digits coming up soon. But I think that should be the gig up. They've spotted a crossfire setup here towards A. Would pretty much be suicidal to force the issue. Again, they just continue pushing in with the numbers. But Wimp has gone huge here. He's found 3.
Wow.
And
This
Clouda.
is doing off Team Insidious. I like this dance. It's a nice tango between Bondef and Vexy. Sexy stuff. 10-4. Do you see any hope at the end of the tunnel for Insidious right now? Because even though we know this roster can make it, even though we know that they have it in them to come back all the way, you still can't help but notice the fact that it's starting to look pretty bleak for them.
This is going to require Insidious to come up huge on the T side. Pretty much replicate what Reckoning has been doing this entire half, which is a tall ask because they've been pretty flawless in what they've been able to achieve so far, and they're continuing to put the screws on. The chase continues. They're just charging in towards the B side. In fact, they have control of library at the moment. There's Harsh. all alone. Velocity still up at apartments, but the
Oh,
timing.
again. It's been Velocity who has been the weak link in the A defense, right? Harsh, he has a chance to go massive here. I think they have an inkling that there should be another man to its side, hence they did try to deny the plant right now. And making sure that they dot their I's and cross their T's. And now with the rotation coming in, they should expect Harsh to be here. Utility still existent on the side of Reckoning as they do have flashes. They could potentially get their way into the side via the flash, and they are aware that there could be another man here. Whip, he's gonna perform the hard clear. Yes, he is such a smart player, in fact. Now, it's all left on the Bond. A 1 versus 2 cover being provided with the AWP Betray. More than comfortable to pull the trigger. 11-4. What we expected to be one of the more even matchups and one of the most exciting games, Shade, has turned into such a one-sided affair. Team Insidious better come prepared for the D-half.
Yeah, they need to pull out every single page from the strat book, and there better be quite a few of them because Reckoning Esports look a class apart, at least in that first half. A very strong showing on the T side of Inferno, and their strats look polished as well, OG. Their executes, they were able to keep Insidious always on their tippy toes, moving them around the map, ensuring that they always have the numbers when they do eventually commit into a site. And this time around, Insidious playing it very slow here. They do have the boost towards Banana. Not contested by Reckoning. They're more than happy to just sit back and get some information. They still have the one flashbang and the smoke towards the B site to hold a potential fast play coming in. Minute 12 seconds remaining on the clock. The CTs have more than been happy sitting back and letting the Ts be the ones to force the issue, and the Ts I think will eventually charge through towards mid. Clouda has been spotted out. He's continuing to push all the way back. That has left Trist alone on the site. He needs to cover big. He's found 1, 2. Can he find the third? He can!
Oh, man! Are you serious, Trist? Certainly putting a twist in this matchup. Boy, is he survived. This man needs a medal. Coming up massive when his team requires it right now. He's the one who put the nail on the Insidious coffin. Insidious on the verge of being eliminated here and Reckoning Esports. Boy, you said it right, Shade. They came into this tournament looking like underdogs. Boy, oh boy, are their barks pretty scary right now.
The nade towards mid does a lot of damage onto Velocity. The boost towards quad. Is a peek attempt coming in from Betray the spray through the smoke. The number of times you've actually seen that work, OG, it scares me every single time I see the shots being fired.
I think that's the reason I can't sleep now. Boy, Reckoning surely putting the fear in to anyone who's going to come up against them. Reckoning Esports, they have had such a tournament run from having to prove that they are in it. I like that. That's a very cheeky play from Velocity.
Yeah,
Oh,
Betray could have upgraded that MP9, but instead he picks it up, throws it out of bounds, says, yep, if I'm not having the M4, you won't either. But that's a small victory in the grand scheme of things. Reckoning Esports, again, Trist with the triple there in the anti-eco. Up at balcony. The fact that the first T peeking out through mid, saw that crossfire setup towards mid, funnels the T's back towards apartments instead. The charge through, they get the first, they spotted the second as well. Wimp.
This is just utter dominance being displayed right now. Bondef, good to return fire. He does get the kill, but they should have an inkling, right? That there are two men towards Banana. This is where you just kick the pace up a notch and hit it towards A, where it's going to be Clouda and Trist, the two monsters on the side of Reckoning Esports. I mean, we've talked about every single player in this roster, Shade. I feel like every single one of them have given their 100% and are doing their level best to propel the ship forward, each of them delivering MVP performances. Cloud all alone to the side, but Trist could have gone massive with the triple spray. Now they suffer a man disadvantage. The retake coming in, that's a very iffy smoke, as it does give Betray more than enough vision to try and deny to his side. Vexy is going to be coming in through bottom mid, and are they calling the save here?
Betray certainly has. Looks like Vexy is gonna see if he can find an instant frag. If not, we see him.
Has the incendiary, could have, maybe he can try a dossier. That'd be smart, a Molotov dossier that we have not seen, I think, throughout any match that we've casted together. Nah, not the case. Bad luck. Denies Vexy. Reckoning Esports, that money will be enough to yield them another buy. It's only Betray who suffers, but hey, he's saving the rifle. 30-5, Insidious. It's a start. But it's only that. It's a start. They need to go a long way ahead, Shade. They need to fend off 8 points to get back to an even stepping as Reckoning is. And I feel like that's already quite the hard ask, considering how Reckoning have been performing, Shade.
It is indeed. Reckoning. They've come out guns blazing, and despite the small hiccup there, they're still en route to closing this off pretty convincingly. Insidious, they have the guns. It's just pretty much Betray with the rifle here. As they set up for a quick B hit. We've seen this go horribly wrong earlier. If the pistols do go to work, the first one comes in. Wimp, unfortunately, not in a position to trade that instantly. If he did and they get the 2 rifles there, 3v5, my money would have been on Reckoning. But as things stand, they haven't been able to recover any sort of weaponry despite getting the 1 kill early. Betray. It's a good position he's holding. Up at top of balcony. It is.
Might just be what breaks Insidious. No!
Oh no.
Joke! He just takes both Harsh and Human desperately low Trist. Oh, we've seen him come up massive! Double deagle! Keeps them in a shade, a 2 versus 2. Wimp, he's right around the corner, right in front of Clouda. This is getting too close for comfort. Team Insidious set up for the post plan, 1 to its side, 1 to its pit. The crossfire set in stone. Clouda does spot velocity though. Is he going for the tap long range with the CZ? He has a smoke. Flash blinds him, and through the smoke velocity, would he have it any other way? Gets the frag. Clouda stuck between a meat sandwich, but he's good to break the first bread. Now he has more than enough time to position a 1 versus 1. Velocity, take it off guard. Clouda finds the clutch. He does not have the kit though, and he recognizes he needs to go for the save. But just sheer amount of damage done by these pistol shade cannot be understated. Team Insidious, their money, it's not looking all that great. Bad Love and Yuvan might suffer a little in the utility department, and you can see what is done, right? Insidious are investing down to their last penny. As soon as Reckoning Esports come in with a buy, which should be in this round, they are in a position where they can take this one home easily. Insidious, now comes the time where their margin of error is reducing, and it's down to the edge of a sword. This could go either way. The flash coming in. Insidious really need the momentum swing to be hitting them at this moment, or else it's going to be Reckoning taking a comfortable victory from what we were assuming to be Titans.
Bad Love. Fair bit of utility heading his way, and decided to not give away his position just yet, but the T's, they're moving back across. They want to take control of mid again. They did have Velocity holding in the apartment entrance with that MAC-10. 3 CTs in this direction. AWP from Betray trained in towards mid. Trist and Clouda at the A site. Do you really want to take on these guys in the kind of form that they have right now? Unfortunately, that is not an piece of information that Insidious have.
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to play passive, right? They're trying to look for these early pickings and try to play off the rotations maybe, which hasn't really panned out in their favor. Reckoning are not offering a single fight, and now with them mustering the defense out over to its B side, Insidious might just be walking in to what we'd consider a bear trap. Bad Love getting spammed down. Vexy still left undiscovered as Wimp finds the opening kill, and Betray chimes in with the orb, dropping the bomb. This is Team Insidious being beaten down. They're both suffering fractures like their defense. And boy, oh boy, Reckoning Esports so close to the finish line. Insidious now even scramble to pose a buy.
Things looking pretty bleak there. Team Insidious. Once the first player goes down, the gig is up, and Reckoning Esports did rotate their third player in the nick of time to shore up their B defense with that AWP. They walked into a perfectly set up crossfire there. Insidious now back onto pistols, just the one rifle in the hands of Bondef. The Deagles have to work, and they have to work big time here. None whatsoever at the start. This is rough. Clouda.
Is this the beginning of the end? It certainly seems that way. Clouda sends them back.
Oh, that spray transfer onto the board.
Son.
Sit down. Sit down, Insidious. Oh my lord.
What have we seen today, Shade? Team Insidious.
29, 3, and 11 on Clouda right now. What an absolute monster, OG. Match points galore now for Reckoning. 9 to be precise. The money is not there for Insidious. They're going for a fast play. They know they gotta bring something quick to the table, and Betray. His ops gonna be tested here.
Yeah, it sure will be, but Trez. Oh, Trigger discipline. Oh, they end up making us. Oh boy. We can't have this PG rated anymore.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
He lets you go. For a second, I thought the last he even managed to turn around and look at him, but he was so well melded in to the company right there. But jokes apart, 2v3, they're gonna probably call for the save here. Reckoning Esports are gonna have to wait at least one more round to close this out. But Trist, he gets,
one for the
if he does get 3 or more kills there, I think that would have been Team Insidious today, probably having to skip the entire night's sleep, wondering how on earth they not punish that. But the money's all over the place here for Reckoning, but I do believe with...
Yeah, they can squeeze out a buy.
Yeah, they can squeeze out a buy at the moment. It would bring out an AWP onto Betray. While Insidious do have the 5 AKs. See what Reckoning are up to here.
Their setup is again pretty default with them now taking a little bit of an aggressive stance towards apartments, where Insidious are more interested to contest towards Banana. A lot of utility dished out, and Wimp planning to go the aggressive stance. The nade actually punches him quite the blow. Wimp good on the first with the spray, and they just completely misplay that. Where was the second flashbang? Where is the support? Insidious getting picked apart like flies. Velocity finally chimes in with a kill, but is this too little too late? He makes his way out of the apartments, and Reckoning Esports now going to position themselves around the bomb. Team Insidious, it's been quite the hard affair, and Velocity finally delivering with yet another frag, this time on a Trist. Reckoning Esports recognizing that the bomb is dropped to its second mid, now come in the rotation. But Velocity has been given a little too much room to work with. And Betray, oh, a shot too dear to miss. He lands the leg, going in for the challenge. Velocity's more than ready. He's like, bro, he's ready. And now, the B side, under risk, not being contested though. They swap out their weapons wisely. Wimp goes in with the op as he's low HP, and Betray swaps it out for the rifle. Vexy. a very passive angle held. Velocity should be able to get the bomb down without any problems whatsoever and set up Bondef for the post plant. A lot of this is going to be on the shoulders of Bondef, one of the most experienced players in India. Needs to deliver. And he's set up towards apartments to potentially try and play off the aggro that Velocity buys towards arches. This bait and switch setup better work, Shade. The smoke there to even deny Bondef any room, as now Velocity is going to be pressured, but he's pretty concealed. Bondef, in fact, goes for the fight, and that is it. It's done and dusted. Reckoning Esports take this past the finish line.
16-7, Reckoning Esports turn up big here on Inferno as they move their way through to the round of 8 quarterfinal stage, and what a way to do it. Convincing fashion up against Team IND.
All right, congratulations to Reckoning Esports for making it out of the round of 16, and they will go on to the quarterfinals where it will be a best of 3 then. I would say GG well played to Team IND actually. They had some moments of brilliance, but you know, there was a little bit of a gap there. They have played a lot of Inferno maps through this tournament, but I think they actually met their match, or, you know, Reckoning Esports, they really had that one in the bag. They had amazing performances, especially from Trist. He had kills where it counted, like how OG mentioned, and Clouda was playing out of his mind as well. What are your thoughts, Shay?
Yeah, that was Clouda. It was his match, his moment of glory. Turned up huge there at the end. It's 33-13 on the scorecard. He's almost double the second player on his team, Wimp. And Trist had his moments
MVP
of brilliance.
for sure.
By far the MVP. Both have. On the T side, he set up so many rounds for his team, finding crucial frags every single round. And Trist turned up big as well in the second half. We talked about it during the pre-game show as well. Clouda is their star player, but Vexy, Trist, Wimp, all these guys turn up and play around him. They get the job done as well and allow him to shine in Reckoning Esports. They look like they're gonna be a championship contending squad like we had predicted, now moving into the quarterfinals. Unfortunately for Team IND, this is where their road ends, Apo.
No problem. They've always got the next tournament to join, you know, this full of opportunities. And I would say they played well. They made it very far, considering it came from the round of 256. Now, guys, this is the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament you are watching, powered by Lenovo and Intel. And we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. The next game will be Demos Force versus Force Crew. And that is one to watch for sure. So do stay tuned. We'll be back very shortly.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors. To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Rise of Legion CSGO tournament powered by Lenovo and Intel, and we have AFK Gaming as our media partner. Unfortunately, we have some bad news. We won't be able to see Demo's Force versus Force crew due to some technical difficulties on one of the teams. So Shay, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, unfortunately, Deimos crew, right now they were unable to bring their two remaining players into the server. I was so looking forward to this matchup because it was a lot of friends of mine playing on Ford's crew, people that I know on a daily basis. I see them all the way at our cafe that we play in. So unfortunately, we don't get to see this Force crew. Congratulations, they move on to the quarterfinals, and I believe they will be going up against Reckoning. So they might not have had competition today. The next one, though, they better come with their bats swinging because it's going to be a tall ask.
All right, guys. So do subscribe to this channel. Click the bell icon. We will actually be back later at 7:30 p.m. the third game of the day, and you can look forward to seeing Dada Gaming versus Team Albino. So to be sure that you don't miss the broadcast, subscribe, click that bell icon. And if you want to go shopping or check out our socials, all links are in the description. So it's going to be a small wait. Until then, we'll see you guys.
To the untrained eye, you look like everyone else. But you have another side. Embrace it with a machine that's worthy of you. Stylish on the outside, savage on the inside. Legion by Lenovo, powered by Intel Core i7 processors.